Hello there, this is Don Moody with handymanreality.com of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I manage an apartment building. I manage the maintenance in an apartment building, and just as fall hits and winter's coming, sometimes what happens is a mouse might enter the building. Generally, we do our best to keep the whole building that I maintain very clean, so that there's nothing really other than warmth to attract a mouse sort of thing. But I have had the occurrence pop up where one has been spotted very recently. Now, upon entering the suite, I was unimpressed with the condition and cleanliness. But really, as a landlord, there's not much we can do about that while they live in the suite, other than we can ensure that all suites are completely sealed between each other, so that problems don't travel from one tenant to the next. So today I want to discuss what we're going to do about this one mouse, which strangely showed up on a third floor and nowhere else in the building. I cannot find any remnants, no droppings anywhere in the building. I've inspected the whole bottom floor. I suspect that maybe it might have come up on a plumbing wall and found a way to escape into one of the suites, which has not been sealed adequately. Tenants have been there just way too long, I guess, before we started doing this program. So one of the things I do first is I ensure that I seal off the suite. So being that this is multi-tenant place, anything we use in between the suites needs to be fire rated for at least a minimum of a couple hours. So what we do is we spray this great stuff. Nice name. This is an expanding foam you might have seen used to do weather sealing or to be used as insulation at times. Of course, you got to be careful with this. This has different mixes for different situations. So in this particular situation, we're going to be ensuring that all of any piping in between suites, any openings whatsoever, are filled with this fire block foam. And I'm going to be going through this particular suite and ensuring that it has a fire block foam throughout. I'm going to ensure that I seal the suite for both bugs and all types of pests, so not just the mice. So I'll be taking a clear paintable caulking that's removable, and I will be sealing baseboards to any flooring, things like that, and ensuring that there's no way for anything to go from one suite to the other. I'll be using these foam pads. I'll be checking it to ensure that they're all in they're in every outlet and every switch box, to ensure that the box is sealed behind the, of course, switch plates and the receptacle plates. I keep a few spares because, well, the darn things always crack. We're going to, like I say, not only treat it for the mouse problem and inspect for the mouse problem, we're going to take a battery's just charged. We are going to take and put a food grade earth that's used for killing off bed bugs, various types of bugs that might crawl around. We often spray this underneath baseboards. We do the whole suite normally, all around them, all common walls. We don't ever want to have a bug problem. This being a food grade earth, what happens is this actually dehydrates bugs. It dries them out so that they just don't have enough moisture to live, sort of thing. And that's just a pretty simple gig. It's just spray the dust. And like I say, it's food grade. It's really hard on vacuums. So normally what I do is put it behind the baseboards and put it under baseboards before I seal them. I'll also, inside of all of the outlets, I will give a spray of this as well before I seal them. A couple other things that we'll do. By the way, I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of that earth. It's really nasty. I'll try to put it in the description of the video. So one of the other things I'm going to do is I'm going to ensure that beds and couches have this cup underneath each one of the legs. Now what happens is if I find a bug in this side, I know it came from the suite. If I find the bug in this side where the leg sits, I know it came from the furniture. And this starts to give me an idea of how to manage the situation. And if I want to, and it's not a bad idea, I'll actually dust this with the Dimetaeus or whatever earth, food grade earth, to ensure that any bugs that go in here definitely die. And of course, if plastic is nice and slippery so they can't get out. The last thing I'll do is the doorway's a problem. Well, in respect to bug prevention. So what I'll do is I'll actually take a double-sided tape, sticky tape, and I'll run it across the entranceway and leave it for people to walk across until it's no longer sticky. But what it does is, since I've sealed the suite and I've done my best to put in pest traps to trap both bugs and rodents, the tape will give me an indication if any tried to come out of the suite and go into the common hallways. One thing that we're recently trying is I picked up an infrared camera that I can attach to an Android device. You can get them for iPhones too, I believe. And I'll be inspecting the walls to see if I can find any warm spots for nests and things like that. I'll be checking the common walls between suites. So now we get to our pest traps. We use we're going to be placing throughout the building, across the whole main floor is going to have one of these traps. In all of the areas that I don't go very often and by the entrance doors. I'm going to do two things to these traps. And this is a trap where you can do live catch. So in my common areas, in the areas where I get to check often, I'm likely not going to put any glue strips, glue bait strips, or I'm just going to put peanut butter in them, and if I catch a mouse, I'm going to take it outside and release it. It's the kind thing to do. I didn't really want to become a mass murderer, but sometimes you need to, I guess. So how these traps work is that they have a hole on the side of the trap, and they have a little ramp right in there. So it holds firm until a mouse walks up it and goes to the far side. Then what happens is, when it goes to the far side, get my fingernail in here, the mouse's weight pushes the trap down, which closes the door, lets him into the interior area of the trap where, like I say, I can take it outside, flip the lid open, and release them. So these just clip in and out. Some of them are easier than others, I find, to clip in and clip out. I find the smaller traps easier to install the trap door, and it just pops in like that. These are called Little Pete, and they're a multi-catch mouse trap, trademarked by J.T. Eaton, E-A-T-O-N. So what I'm going to put in some of these is I'm going to be also putting in a glue board. The glue board is going to work like a bait. It's good for mouses, roaches, bugs generally. So anything that goes in there is going to get stuck on the glue and stay. The hassle I find is it's really challenging to find a trap and the glue board is the correct size. It's incredible. So what I end up doing is that there's an unglued border around these. I do my best to cut that. I've set one up here so that it has a couple of glue boards in there. All I need to do when I get to the place I'm going to put the trap is peel off this protectant tape, and then the glue is activated, which is also the bait. Now, generally in the instructions here, they for these devices, they recommend you use maybe a cotton batten with some vanilla, either real vanilla or the fake vanilla. It's used for baking. You put that in there and that can speed up the mice wanting to go into the trap, sort of thing. Another one I like to use is peanut butter, though you'll find right here there's a warning on the glue traps that say that if you put the peanut butter, if you don't think about where you're putting it, what can happen is the oils can release the mouse, and if you were just using these glue traps by themselves with no box, then the mice could escape the glue trap. So on a glue trap you cannot put any peanut butter. Now in my case, what I want to do is I want to put a little bit of peanut butter. I've got air holes on the sides, or on the ends, pardon me. I'm going to put a little bit of that, a little bit of a nice crunchy peanut butter. Call it their last meal, I guess. I'm going to rub a little on the air holes, and hopefully I'm going to attract the mice this way, that they're going to want to come into the trap, and when they come in, well, that's the end of them. There we go. So some of the traps come with an actual sticker that you can put on them so that you can date what's happened here, so that once in a while you can come by, and not only should you check these often, I won't be able to in suites too often, because I need to give everyone 24 hours notice before I enter, and I'm going to be doing all of the suites around this particular problem suite to ensure that nothing travels anywhere. But at the same time, I don't want to trigger the tenants to get an exodus because of a common problem that happens in many places, in many people's homes, because, well, we have ground floor entrances where a mouse could come in with anybody opening the door, or somebody moving in and out, leaving it cranked open, things like that. I think that's pretty much covered everything. I'm going to, like I say, put these near the entranceways. I'm going to put them in our boiler room. I'm going to put them in all of our electrical rooms. I'm going to put them on basically any common area in the ground floor, and all of the suites surrounding our problem suite. I'm going to put these behind the refrigerator. We're using these traps and putting them behind the refrigerator to try to be discreet. We don't want to be triggering people because of a small problem. But at the same time, if anything We don't want them to have the problem. We don't want to have mice moving around. So this is how we're going to deal with this discreetly with every suite. Costs a little more than the snap traps that kill immediately, but this also gives me an opportunity to release any mice that might get trapped. Though in the suites I'm going to use glue boards and poison because I need the tenants to be confident that everything will be fine. So thank you very much. This has been Don Moody of handymanreality.com of Edmonton, Alberta, working on maintaining Wedgwood Arms at 10818 81 Avenue Northwest. Greatest darn landlord for a 50-year-old building ever. Actually has an on-site cleaner and has me on site for maintenance. How's that for a landlord? That's pretty amazing for a small 35-suite apartment building. But anyways, you have a great day and take care. Bye-bye now.